Have you ever been talking with somebody about health or nutrition and somebody pulls this card?
Yeah, girl, I just feel so much better eating lots and lots of fruits and veggies. Yeah, girl, good for you, but I couldn't do that. You know, everyone's different. Just like you need your iced mocha in the morning, I need my hot frappuccino.
Yeah, so this idea of everyone is different, right? Is such a common argument against a vegan or plant-based diet nowadays that I figured I just gotta make a video on it. So, that's what we're talking about today. Let's jump right into it and roll the intro. So first things first, this mentality of everyone is different is not necessarily wrong, it's just more of a half-truth and a cop-out. Like, yeah, we're all different in the same way that all giraffes are different. Of course, different individuals, but we all thrive on the same type of food. But here's the thing, I never hear people use this as a real argument. It's more of just like a device to stop conversation because, oh, you don't want to think what you could be doing could possibly be unhealthy, right? If you can convince yourself that, everyone is different, right? Then you can justify whatever habits you already have and never even have to think about change, because that's uncomfortable. Everyone is different seems to be more of like a social defense phrase to stop conversation rather than a real truth, if you know what I mean. And let's be honest, it's really easy to get caught up in this kind of mindset because it's kind of true. We all are a little different, right? Well, yes and no. Even though our faces and genetics might be slightly different, our underlying biology is the same. But for some odd reason, people just want to believe that we're the only living beings that need personalized diets. Not because there's any evidence for that or anything, no, it's just because it appeals to our ego. My guess is that it's just convenient for people to believe like this, because then it doesn't matter how you eat. You can justify your choices even if they're not that great. Like, for example, I recently had a conversation with a friend from high school, and it went a little something like this.
Yeah, bro, I eat like 10 slices of bacon a day, making all kinds of gains.
I don't think that's the best idea, man. You know bacon is a literal class 1 carcinogen, right?
Everyone's different, man. You know, it might give you cancer, but it's obviously not hurting me.
Look, there's no getting around it. Just like every other living being, humans have an optimal diet, and that is a whole food plant-based diet. And you know, some people are skeptical of this and they're all like,
no way, man, I'm an omnivore. See these canines? I'm basically a Wolverine.
Well, first off, our so-called canines are puny compared to any other carnivore or omnivore. And guess what? Hippos have the largest canine teeth in the entire animal kingdom, and they are strict herbivores. So this whole argument about canines equals omnivore is flimsy at best. Not to mention that true omnivores don't even get heart disease at all, whereas that's our #1 killer. Any guesses why? Oh yeah, that's because despite what you've been told, humans are primarily herbivorous. And to end off this argument, there is only one diet that has ever been proven to reverse heart disease, reverse diabetes, and reverse certain types of cancers, and that is a totally whole food, plant-based diet. End of discussion. You know, now that I think about it, this whole everyone is different argument could really be used to justify just about anything. Now, jokes aside, there is one caveat to this, and I want to comment on it because it seems kind of common. Sometimes a whole food plant-based diet won't agree with some people because they have gut problems that they're not even aware of. Say, for example, somebody is raised on the standard American diet their whole life, and then they try to go whole food plant-based. It's no wonder they would experience some digestive discomfort because their whole microbiome is geared towards a low fiber, high meat, high sugar type diet. But the good news is that these bacterial populations in your gut can adjust over time based on what you regularly eat. This is why you have some people that eat 1 serving of beans and then they're just like totally bloated, whereas I'm eating upwards of 100 grams of fiber a day, and I'm doing just fine. Yet, despite this information, we still have certain individuals, who I won't name, but I think you know who I'm talking about, who eat things like an apple, and they say it gives them joint pain, and they instantly make the correlation that, plants are bad, carnivore diet is optimal for human health.
The only benefit of eating fruits and vegetables is if it knocks out garbage from your diet.
Oh my God, stop
And you know what? I was actually one of those people who had bloating and gas when transitioning to a plant-based diet. But it only made sense because I basically tripled my fiber intake basically overnight. Guess what? All I had to do was give my microbiome a little time to adapt, and I started increasing the fiber intake slowly over time. And boom! Not only was my bloating gone, but my crippling spinal arthritis was as well. Okay, I've really gone off on a tangent here, but really what I'm trying to say is if something like kale makes 99% of the population feel really good, but you eat it and feel bad, it's not because you're physiologically different. It's just much more likely that you have an underlying gut problem that needs to be addressed first. Look, I understand that there are certain times when people have something like a food allergy or sensitivity, but that's not where I see this everyone is different excuse being used. I see this excuse being used by perfectly normal people who just want to justify what they're already doing and not think about it. So in conclusion, using this excuse of everyone is different to justify your pre-existing habits is just selling yourself short. And just because it's easier to justify your bad habits rather than change them, doesn't make it the right thing to do. Alright everyone, so I've really got to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you got any value out of this video, please consider adding value back to my channel by liking, commenting, and hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell icon next to it. It really helps my channel out. I make 2 videos a week, all about the benefits of living a 100% whole food plant-based lifestyle, and give you some tips along the way about how you can live a better life as well. Alright, and with that, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys soon, and God bless.